Glad to know you are still right there with us. Before we went on break, it was getting hot in the studio. And if you're just tuning in, this is Real Talk with Kike. And we are with the retired Colonel Francis Okosun, a security expert who is on the show to address the recent killings of innocent farmers in Borno State by Boko Haram and give us deeper insight on these insecurity issues we have in the country today. Again, thank you so much, sir, for being in the studio with us. And we appreciate all the submission you've done thus far. And before we went on break, I think Stanley asked a question which I believe that you can answer to now.
Yes, Stanley. No responsible commander, certainly not me, would want to fight alongside a mercenary. I won't have them in my theater. I will not. And I'm sure that the current crop of officers we have would rather die fighting than have some silly mercenary from wherever. Who are they? Where did they train? These are mercenaries for the pecuniary benefit. They don't believe in what they are fighting. In Nigeria during the Civil War, we had Biafran mercenaries fight on the Biafran side. Rolf Steiner, Magosens, all those people. When they came into Biafra, they made things worse. Read military history, and you find that they did not, rather than contribute to the effort, to the war effort, they were counterproductive.
All right.
Okay. This one. You said something like since 2015 they've been fighting this war against this deadly set, and it will.
I didn't say it's a fact.
It's a fact. Okay, it's a fact. Yeah. Now, and you said now they know better. Now, we as citizens, we don't want to hear they know better. We want to hear we're getting somewhere. It's done. Because what we hear from most of the, what we see online and what we hear is that we respect them. They're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But we want to be comfortable in our own country, knowing that we have people, men and women out there that have this information and that can fight this sect.
I am not holding brief for the armed forces.
Okay.
Certainly I'm not. Okay? Now, let me tell you something. If we're talking information or intelligence, there's a limited amount of intelligence or information that a theater commander can get using his organic assets. You have 774 local governments in Nigeria. To each local government, you have Department of State Service elements deployed. You have divisional police officers who cover this ground. Information should come from these elements. You have a national intelligence agency. They should coordinate. You have a national security, Office of National Security Advisor. These are assets that should be held accountable. If you have a state, for example, in Borno, you have the State Security Council, and you have on that council an officer or a director of the director of state services, and the man cannot give information about Baga local government, and then something happens there, that director should be made to answer questions. Such a director should be kicked. I'm on air. They should kick such a director. Kick him on the wrong side of his anatomy. You see, we cannot sit down here and expect that the theater commander will have all the information. When Osama bin Laden was fished out and killed, it was not the job of the military. It was the job of a higher intelligent asset. It was the CIA and other agencies that saw the PESA in that compound in Abbottabad in Pakistan that was able to align that 6-foot-something man with the information they had about Osama bin Laden, and without the knowledge of the Pakistanis went in there and dealt with the man. It was not a military intelligence thing.
All right, sir. So listening to you, sir,
Yes.
I can't help but ask, what are border challenges? Because we know from intel that the Boko Haram group dwell in forest communities along the border region of Chad, Cameroon, the Niger Republic, and Benin. So my question now is, what exactly is the cooperation and the security collaboration of these countries within or with Nigerians in, exterminating the terrorist group, so to speak? Because with everything you're saying now, especially when it comes to what is it called, the Osama bin Laden, how he was brother and all of that, how can we collaborate with other countries to help our security issues?
All right. As it is, we collaborate. But see, if you have Sambisa Forest, Sambisa Forest comes under a particular local government, doesn't it? It comes under a particular state Department of State Service officer. It comes under, I don't know if the police has a DPO that should cover that area. If it's not physically on the ground, should have assets that should give him information. Yes. The immigration, the customs, they should do their jobs better. They should do their jobs better. Immigration is to ensure that people who shouldn't have access into this country don't come in. The National Intelligence Agency is the umbrella. It has responsibility for external intelligence. So the man in Niamey or the man in Chad should be able to send back to his home office information regarding movements across the border. You see, I'm not aware that there's a military unit that is border protection unit. There's none. Okay. That's it.
All right. So talking about that, we have a caller on the line.
No.
All right. So, sir, we once got the assistance of US to help us in the fight against Boko Haram at the time, which at the time was obvious we couldn't, conquer except the foreign support, so to speak. So shortly after that, the US disengaged and left. And my question is, what was the issues as at then? And can we possibly be looking at inviting foreign support again with the turnout of recent happenings in Borno State?
When the US came, what effect did it have? It's for us to answer. All of us to answer.
Okay.
Now, when they left, why did they leave? Maybe the government can answer that question, because I'm sure the chief of army staff would not have answer to such a question.
Yeah.
What should we do? Francis Okosun doesn't have the answer. People are paid to do, but if you ask me, I will say there should be cooperation, coordination, liaison by those who should with the right counterparts, either locally or internationally. That is the truth.
Okay, so just one more question.
Yes, please.
Now, see what happened recently concerning how the US rescued one of their citizens in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yeah.
So, can we employ that intelligence to help us with this fight against Boko Haram?
Of course, I know that there is always a continual and continuing. I just talked about cooperation, coordination, and liaison. That's where I was headed. It does happen. Some of the things we do here is with the active cooperation of certain. It's not a thing that I know about. When I was in service, there are certain things I knew, but I'm not in service anymore, so I will not be able to. But I definitely know. I know that definitely our people cooperate with, certain things can be done in your country without your concurrence, without your knowledge. So that's just it.
All right, sir. With all said and analyzed in the last 40-something minutes of the show today, I know you've spoken about collaboration, cooperation, and many other things. So, as an ex-military officer, what recommendations would you be giving on this show on solutions to the crisis of terrorism and insurgency in our country today?
All right. The terrorist is one step ahead of you. You can never predict the terrorist. Therefore, you are reactive. You are hardly proactive. So when it happens, you find it. So you cannot say, the only way you can be proactive is if the Department of State Service told you that Boko Haram elements were going to lay siege on those farmers. That's the only way you could have dealt with that. But now it has happened. You want to start protecting rice farm fields, right? I mean, rice fields. I mean, that's the truth.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for the retired Colonel Francis Okosun. It is indeed a great privilege having you on the show today to discuss one of the most vital issue in our country today, which is on security. Your contribution have been of immense intelligence, and I don't use words loosely. Before he said I'm toasting him. So thank you so much, sir, for all your contribution thus far. I believe that we hope that going forward, our country will be in a better place, and all the heads in the military heads, our presidency, and everybody will come together and collaborate and cooperate with many other international bodies to try to make sure that we have security. At least we are safe in our country. Our closing remark, Omoluabi personality from Goldberg, is: he who kills one soul is as if he has killed humanity, and he who saves one soul is as if he has saved the entire humanity. Let's cherish and value the sanctity of lives. Unity, faith, peace, and progress is all we crave for today. This is where I draw the curtains of the show on Real Talk with Kike. Till I come your way next week, my name remains Kike Lomatondao, and you have been with on Real Talk with Kike. Bye now.